Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where it is when you're watching this. This is Katani Alvin speaking 2.5 miles from the infamous city of London. We have amazing headline here. EU earthquake. The Brexit Party polls are higher than Labour and Tories combined. New data published by the Observer newspaper, The Guardian's Sunday sister paper, reveals the Brexit Party polling at 34% of the vote, up another 6 points in the past week. Well, this is from the Duran, and I'm going to let you listen to a little bit of this. The people that voted, 17,004,000, voted for Brexit.
Nigel Farage's party is polling now at 34%. It is surging. That's 6 points up from where it was. And we were just talking about the numbers before we did this show. Labour is at 21. The Conservatives are at 11.
Yeah, look at that. Brexit way ahead. That lovely blue streak. Fantastic.
So those parties combined still do not catch up with the Brexit parties polling ahead of the EU elections. What does this tell you?
Well, I think it reflects the huge anger across England at the way in which Brexit has been effectively reversed by the political establishment in Westminster, with the major role played by Theresa May, who has negotiated a Brexit deal with the EU, which virtually everybody says is terrible and an abomination and a betrayal, and at the same time also a betrayal that goes far beyond Theresa May herself. It also extends to the rest of the Conservative Party, which is left to get away with it, and with the large parts of the Labour Party also, which have also acted in ways that suggest that they want to reverse Brexit, even though both the Labour and Conservative parties campaigned in the last general election that they would see Brexit through.
When all of this happened with Theresa May's botched deal, would you have ever thought that a new party on the political scene could surge so quickly? I've never seen anything like this. Usually to build a political party takes years, if not decades. Would you ever have called this?
Especially in Britain, I should say. I mean, in Britain, building a political party from the grassroots is a massively difficult thing to do. But, strangely enough, I did expect it. Not perhaps quite as fast as this, but I did write a very, I think, dare I say it myself, prophetic article very shortly after the referendum, in which I said that if there was any attempt made to reverse Brexit, or if Brexit was reversed after the referendum, then given the way that England voted heavily for Leave, a pro-Brexit party would sweep England. Now, I made that prediction, which is the correct one. I made the wrong prediction in that same article, in which I said that the political parties, the politicians in Westminster, being political animals, would understand that their survival depended on them seeing Brexit through, and for that reason they would see Brexit through. That part of my prophecy, if you like, proved wrong. I underestimated their capacity for delusion and their inability to pursue what was in the end in their own interests. Nigel Farage has just done a remarkable interview for the BBC, a very acrimonious article with Andrew Marr on the BBC, in which he has spoken about the denialism of the BBC and of the politicians of the two big parties.
One of the other polling numbers that came out, the polling results that came out, Alexander, is I think maybe even more stunning. I don't know. Let's hear your commentary, and I'll read you the first line from Zero Hedge on those numbers. It says, the Observer opinion poll shows Labour on 28%, the Conservative Party on 22% and the Brexit Party at 21%. This is a poll that's related to a general election. So a general election, Brexit Party is now a major party.
It's outpolling the Conservatives, and the information I'm getting from the grassroots, from across the country. I mean, the thing, when I say information I'm getting, I mean, what I am hearing from various sources is that there is a total meltdown and a mass defection of Conservative voters and even of many Conservative Party members to the Brexit Party. I think if this continues for very much longer, the European elections will just be a staging post towards the final and total collapse of the Conservative Party as we have known it.
What does Nigel Farage need to do in order, number one, to solidify his victory during the EU Parliament votes and after?
Yes,
Parliament votes are held. What does he need to do to keep this momentum going and to really become a major party in the general elections? I mean, to solidify that.
Right, he needs to do various things. First of all, he needs to deliver a big victory in the Euro elections. I mean, I think if he fails to win as many votes as the polls are now saying he will, then I think that will slow down his momentum. I don't think it'll stop it, but it will slow it down. But I think he will achieve that result. I think the next thing he needs to do is he needs to work very hard on building up a strong grassroots party across England. Now, he's getting donors coming forward who are providing him with the money. You can't do anything in politics in Britain, just like in the United States, without money. The sums involved are much smaller, but you do need money. You do need to find good people around England to build up a grassroots party like UKIP once was, so that you can put up candidates not just in elections like the Euro elections, but in local council elections, which are very important in Britain for gathering, major political strength, and also so that he can have candidates, strong candidates, in every electoral constituency in England during the next general election.
Okay, give yourself a true consideration if that's a role that you want to take as being one of the Brexit Party candidates in the British Isles, in England and Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland. Seriously, because this is really a vote of the people, and the majority of the people have actually got their heads screwed on right. I want to bring you to a moment of Nigel Farage. Yes, then I want to bring you a little bit on the RV intelligence alert from Operation Disclosure. So first of all, let's go to Nigel Farage talking with the grassroots people. Here we go.
Labour majority, more than 10,000. What better place than to start with Labour? Last week, Jeremy Corbyn described you as selling snake oil, Nigel Farage.
He must be scared, must he?
Yeah,
is he
right?
That.
But is he right?
Look, what I've learned is when they attack you personally, that's because you're posing a threat to them. So I thought it was very interesting that Corbyn used that language.
Because he singled you out for quite a while, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. About 5 years ago, as we approached the European elections in 2014, and I started getting these ad hominem attacks, I got a handwritten letter in the post in spidery handwriting. And the bloke said to me, I'm 93 years old, Mr. Farage. During the war, I was in Bomber Command, and you only start taking flak when you're getting near the target. And I think we're getting near the target. All right.
But did you turn this into, in your rally just a few moments?
They're very worried about Nigel Farage. We need to put our love and light around him, truly, and keep him in our prayers.
Yeah.
You described him as being Islington, North London Labour Party. That's where you described it. But Jeremy Corbyn hasn't offered a second referendum on any deal, has he?
Well, look, here's the situation, right? Corbyn has tried as leader to appeal to Leavers in the north and Remainers in the south, and he sat on the fence. Because if you keep sitting on the fence, in the end, unpleasant things happen to you. And what's happening here is actually the Deputy Leader, Tom Watson, is now pushing for a second referendum. Keir Starmer, the Brexit shadow spokesman, is pushing for a second referendum. Here in Yorkshire, Richard Corbett leads the list for the Labour MEPs, pushing for Remain, pushing for a second referendum. So the choice is, it's not Jeremy Corbyn they're voting for next Thursday, it's the people on these lists all over the country.
So you're not making it against Jeremy Corbyn?
The point is, whatever Corbyn tries to be, the Labour Party has now become not just a Remain party, but they're backing a referendum that they call a confirmatory referendum. This sort of fluffy language, as if it sounds harmless. The confirmatory referendum is to stay in the European Union or to sign up to a new treaty and be stuck in a permanent customs union. They're not even giving us the choice of leaving.
Are you trying to make it about class? The way you talk about the Islington North London Labour Party, but it's about this metropolitan elite versus here we are in Featherstone, the working class men's club of all places, and that's where you see the divide.
I'm not making this about class, but I am making it about geography. And it seems to be that...
But you're from the south, you're from
Kent. Yeah, believe you me, you get over the M25 and people in Kent feel just the same as they feel here in Featherstone. This is about a few boroughs in central London who have a different view of the world to the whole of the rest of our country.
Can I just quick straw poll? Jeremy Corbyn, quick, one word.
No. We didn't.
You think he's a Remainer?
No, of course he is.
What do you think, sir?
So he's on the fence. He's purposely trying to confuse the issue. So he doesn't want to come down one way or the other. The working class up here, most of us voted Leave, and we're being ignored.
What about you, sir? What do you think?
Well, I agree. I know, I'm a Yorkshireman, and I know what it's like, especially down here, south of Leeds. It's Leave City. It's absolutely Leave area, through and through. And I know these people, and they do not like Jeremy Corbyn and what he does. They're patriotic people and working people, and they do not like being pissed off, actually.
But Jeremy Corbyn voted for Article 50.
Yeah.
He voted for Article 50. For you guys, does that count for nothing?
Yes, it does.
Hang on.
I'm going to put that in the description box. What is interesting, my parents are both northerners. And it just reminds me of listening to the lilt of the accent. Now, I'm going to bring this across. Everything will be in the description box. Whoopsie daisy, let's come over here. Okay, this is what was my morning's read, which I read every morning. So, the RV intelligence alert endgame. The Earth Alliance's plan to collapse the fiat debt-based financial system is nearly complete. These plans were in the making after the events of 9/11 and were set in motion after the collapse of 2008, a terrible collapse that was. The US-China trade war and Brexit are the final stages of these plans. Brexit is designed to collapse the European Union government. European Union government, remember, is the bankers and the corporations that run the European Union, and remove the City of London from the cabal control. The trade war will lead to repercussions that will trigger a total collapse of the financial system. Everyone buy gold and silver if you've got a chance. During the collapse, a 2-week transitional period is expected until the new quantum financial system, QFS, is fully implemented. During this 2-week transitional period, the removal of all cabal / deep state elements will begin in every nation via local military and law enforcement. Once the QFS is implemented, all currencies will be reset to a gold standard. The Zimbabwe dollar will become the world reserve currency due to the millions of tons of untouched gold under the country's soil. The QFS will also monitor all transactions to prevent secretive backroom deals and manipulation as the cabal have done in the past century. The central banking will be eliminated. The IRS will be eliminated. That, of course, was for America. All governments will be reformed under GESARA. That's the Global Economic Security and Reformation Act compliance. Sources claim that local military of multiple nations have been briefed and are preparing for the imminent takedown of cabal deep state elements. The world is about to experience a hard reset. We're in the end game now. Yippee! Okay, God bless everyone. Love and light from Catania Alvin in London, 2.5 miles from the City of London. God bless you all.